Hello everybody, I hope you're okay. Welcome to our Invisalign myths and secrets session. So this is our Instagram live. I think it's the first one we've done this year. I can't remember, I think it probably is. My name is Deeming and I'm a specialist orthodontist at Queensway Orthodontics in the northeast of England. We've got practices in Billingham, in Jesmond, in Consett, in Bishop Auckland and Darlington. We'll give everybody a few moments to arrive. It's really great to see. It's always good to do these things when it's absolutely wazzing it down with rain outside because nobody's got anything else to do and there's nothing on TV. Hello everybody, welcome. It's great to see you. So we've got 10 secrets and myths to debunk about Invisalign. Pretty much everything you need to know, or indeed everything that you thought you knew about Invisalign. Hey everybody, so let's get started. So firstly, my name's Guy Deeming. I'm a specialist orthodontist. I've been a specialist orthodontist for over 15 years now, and I've been based at Queensway Ortho in Billingham for over 10. So we've done a lot of Invisalign. We've done pretty much more Invisalign than anybody else in the UK now, nearly 3,000 cases. And what that means is we've heard a lot, we've seen a lot, and we've done a lot. So what I wanted to do is really share some of those thoughts about what we hear from people about what they maybe don't know about Invisalign, or the common questions that we always get, and some of those kind of misconceptions about Invisalign, to try and help you understand a little bit more, maybe understand a bit more about us, but really help you make the best decisions about what you do for your treatment, because it's not just about everybody should have Invisalign or everybody should have Invisalign with Queensway. It's actually about making a decision based on the facts. So let's have a little look and go to secret number 1. And secret number 1 is, I've heard Invisalign is not as good as fixed braces. Okay, so this starts from the fact that lots of people traditionally in orthodontics didn't like doing Invisalign because they were like fixed braces. They feel comfortable with pliers and all that kind of traditional fixed brace stuff on their teeth. Is Invisalign as good at fixed braces? Well, in our practice, 70 to 80% of our patients can do as well with Invisalign as they could with a fixed brace. There will always be some patients that need a fixed brace. There will always be some patients that will do better with Invisalign. But remember, these things are just the tools. So Invisalign or fixed brace or whatever the sort of brace that you have, it's only as good as the people that are using it. They're just like musical instruments. So if Invisalign is not as good as fixed braces, then it may be because you're having treatment with somebody who's not as experienced as Invisalign, because it's not necessarily the Invisalign that's the problem. So the secret to getting good outcomes with any treatment, particularly Invisalign, is around whoever you're seeing for treatment, whether it's me or one of my colleagues or another practice, is to make sure that you've agreed what the expectation, what do you want to get out of your treatment? Because if what you want to get can be achieved with Invisalign or fixed braces equally, choose what you like. But you may find that you have specific objectives that will only really work with one or the other. So it depends on the case, it depends on you, but actually it depends on the clinician. But if you find that you are getting fixed braces would be better, and you're not happy about it or you don't understand why, then that brings me neatly on to secret number 2. My dentist told me I can't have Invisalign. And we hear this all the time. And patients come in and they say, I've been wanting Invisalign, but my dentist says I can't have it, or so-and-so says I can't have it. And well, why is that? So the most important question to ask yourself is, why are they saying that? Because is it about you can't have Invisalign because it's something about you? Or is it about they don't want you to have Invisalign because they do something else? Or is it about they can't treat you with Invisalign because you're too complicated? So that's not to say that they're a bad dentist or a bad orthodontist, but you should always question that, because quite often when you put your photographs and your scans into the Invisalign software, you'll get some feedback, and some dentists will get put off by that when it looks particularly complicated. So it's about the experience of the provider, the orthodontist or the dentist, and the collaboration. So if your dentist has told you that you can't have Invisalign, give us a shout, drop us an email, get onto the website, send us some pictures, and we'll tell you what we think. Because 9 times out of 10, there'll be an Invisalign option for you. And just to give you a little bit of an example, let me show you a picture. So this is a case that we have treated that was a pretty common story, actually. This is quite a complicated orthodontic case with a really deep bite, lots of crowding. This was a patient that was told they couldn't have Invisalign. And after 15 months of Invisalign, bingo, there you go. And you can see how beautifully that bite's improved. You can see how beautifully those teeth have straightened. Okay. Next secret. Invisalign takes longer. So my friend had Invisalign for ages. Well, we hear this too. And sometimes treatment takes a long time. But you remember secret number one. In secret number one, we said that it's about making sure that you've expressed what you want to get out of treatment to the person that's going to be looking after you. Because the time that your treatment takes is determined by a number of different things. So the time that your treatment takes is going to be determined by what you're trying to achieve. If there's loads to do, it's going to take longer. The second thing is how quickly your teeth move. And that's kind of about you and your biology, because some teeth just move slower than others. The third thing it's going to be about is, with Invisalign in particular, how well you wear them. If you're a brilliant patient, then you're going to do really well and you're going to have treatment that finishes as fast as it's possible to finish. So if you think about it, a bit like a gym or a personal trainer. If you join a gym, you're going to pay them £50 a month or whatever it might be, and you may turn up and you may not turn up. But if you've got a personal trainer, they're going to come knocking on your door at 7:30 every Thursday morning, and you're going to be turning up. So the chance of you getting a better result is faster with a personal trainer, which is why it's really important to see an orthodontist or a dentist. But equally, if you do go to the gym every day and you do the work and you do the thing, you're going to get a fantastic result, and you're going to get that in the shortest possible time. So, does Invisalign take longer? Well, sometimes treatment takes a long time. But the final piece of this puzzle is that the biggest variable, the biggest factor, is how much experience has the person that you're seeing got in the treatment that they're providing. Because if they're super efficient and super good at using the Invisalign software or super good at using fixed braces, then you're going to get treatment that's much quicker. If, on the other hand, they're not maybe so experienced, or they don't know how to leverage that software to advantage you and get things working really well, then it may take a little bit longer. So, how to make your treatment go quickly? Turn up, wear the aligners, see somebody and express your objectives really clearly so you know where you're heading. Recognize that there's some biology involved and you can't control that. And finally, bear in mind that with some of the technology that we now have, for example, things like dental monitoring, which allows us to keep an eye on you when you're not in the practice, which is really cool, which means that there's fewer practice visits, which means that we can keep an eye on your teeth every single week. We can tell you if things are not quite going according to plan, and we can put things right quicker. So the final piece of the puzzle is to use the technology and see somewhere where they can use the technology, which is going to help you. And just so you know, our average treatment time at Queensway Orthodontics for an Invisalign case is 11 months. 11 months, less than a year. Now, we've got some that are quicker and some that are longer, but 11 months, okay? Myth number 4. Invisalign is the same as all the other tooth straightening systems. Well, I'll let you into a secret. It's not. Invisalign was the first. Invisalign is the biggest. But in our view, it's the best. And the reason is really simple. Over 10 million people have had their teeth straightened with Invisalign. And every single person that has their teeth straightened is a bit more experience that feeds into the Invisalign system and makes it better for the next person. There is no other clear aligner system that comes close to that number of patients having had that experience. And then that informs and makes it better and better and better. And Invisalign, just so you know, last year spent $250 million on researching and improving Invisalign aligners. And that's why they are the only thing that we will use for our patients. Yes, they are more expensive than some of the competitors, but they are unequivocally, in our view, the best way of looking after our patients with clear aligners. So are they all the same? In our view, categorically not. 10 million smiles, billions of pounds worth of investment in research and development, 3,000 cases treated by the Queensway team. We think that counts for something. We wouldn't use anything else for our patients. I wouldn't use anything else for my family. Next myth. Number 5. Invisalign costs more. Well, yeah, Invisalign costs more because it gives you more. So you can always find somebody in any warp of life to do it cheaper. But really? Really? This is your health. This is your teeth. You only want to do this once. And it might be a little bit cheaper. But whether you're spending X or half X or 7/10 of X, if that's done wrong and you're not happy, or if it's done wrong or doesn't go well and you have to do it again, that's really bad value. So when it comes to making decisions about your teeth or your health, would you really want to go for the cheapest? If you're going to have surgery, would you really want to go for the cheapest surgeon? Because I just don't think you would. And there will always, always, always be somebody prepared to do it cheaper. But I think our patients deserve better, which is why we use Invisalign, which is why we recommend Invisalign, which is why we've done nothing other than Invisalign. There's a reason for that. You get so much more. So if it's done well, orthodontic treatment will last you a lifetime. But equally, if you're seeing somebody that's not trying to be the cheapest, you can be reassured that they're charging you the amount of money that they need to charge you to allow them to do the job to look after you. So you can have that team of people looking after you. You know that you're going to be treated somewhere that's safe, that's got all the appropriate, what we call governance and health and safety and cross-infection, and you've got really highly qualified and experienced team that are being paid properly and looked after properly, and in turn can then look after you. And that's something that we take very dearly with the team at Queensway Orthodontics, and we really try and make sure that whole package sticks together in the best interests of our patients. So, the next one. Now, some of you may have come across a company who will sell you on aligners online. You don't even need to see an orthodontist. Whatever next? How crazy is that? You don't need a me. Of course you don't need a me. You just order the plastic online, right? That's going to be a fantastic way of straightening your teeth, isn't it? Because if you're thinking about having your appendix out, all you need to do is to go online. You need to order like a cloth and a scalpel, and you're going to be fine. I promise. Imagine you're getting married. Lots of people getting married at the moment. And you want to have a string quartet at the wedding. And you think, well, I could have a string quartet, but, I have to pay them for their instruments. And then I've got to pay them to play. And then, oh, God, they're going to want a sandwich, or it's going to cost me loads of money. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go online. I'm going to order a violin. And I'm going to be the string quartet at my own wedding. Of course you wouldn't do that. So ordering aligners online is like ordering the violin for your own string quartet at your own wedding. It makes no sense. It's only one part of the puzzle. So when you're thinking about orthodontic treatment, and when you're seeing all these really kind of appealing offers with the glossy boxes and the fancy adverts and the Instagram influencers online making it all look on the beach, you're only paying for the plastic. You're not paying for the blood, sweat and tears, the 3,000 cases, the team of people, the health and safety, the dental monitoring, all those other things, that conversation, that me, that Louise, that Heidi, that Colin, that all these other orthodontists that are going to be there, or whoever you're seeing wherever you are in the country, that are going to be focused on getting you the right outcome. Because importantly, if things don't go right, we're still going to be there, and we're going to look after you, and we're going to be actually accountable, because we want to get it right for you. If you order some plastic aligners in the post, once you've paid, once they've dropped through the letterbox, you're on your own. And this is your health. It's your teeth. You don't want to get it wrong. You don't want to do it twice. So if it looks too good to be true, if it looks like a bargain, listen, I've got enough respect for my patients and my community to know that they would always think twice, because if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So aligners online, come on, guys. Number 7, bit of practical stuff. So, I'm worried I am going to lisp and I'm worried they're going to hurt. Okay, let's deal with this. So, quite a lot of our Invisalign patients will have had fixed braces when they were maybe teenagers. And they'll remember them maybe being a bit uncomfortable, rubbing a little bit. They sometimes pinch. Sometimes people have had big kind of bulky kind of retainery things when they were a kid, and they can make you lisp and they can make you drool, and they're grim. We don't use them so much. They're not so much. Invisalign is not like that. Invisalign is like the 1970s. Sorry, fixed braces like the 1970s kind of thick glasses, and Invisalign is like a beautiful thin contact lens. It's a very, very different experience. So will they hurt? Well, what we always say to our patients when they're starting off is, yes, it will be uncomfortable. It's the truth. It will be uncomfortable. It's like having new leather shoes. They'll pinch and they'll rub a little bit. They'll feel a bit weird, take a little bit of getting used to. I was with somebody today at a meeting who just had their Invisalign fitted 5 days ago. They were doing really well, but they were just still a little bit kind of unsteady with it, but they were getting better and better and better day by day. So yes, it will be a bit weird. Yes, it will get better. Will you lisp? It is really, really uncommon for anybody to lisp or have any speech issues for longer than a couple of days. Younger patients are used to change. Slightly older patients sometimes take a little bit longer. But of all the orthodontic treatments, from our experience, Invisalign patients seem to find less discomfort and fewer issues in terms of things coming loose or rubbing, and fewer issues in terms of speech. So will you be a bit uncomfortable and will you lisp? Yes, but not for very long at all. Is it worth it? Absolutely right. It's worth it. Another little practical one for you. What about these things called attachments? So, attachments. I don't want to have any attachments on my teeth, or I don't want to have teeth out. So I'm going to take you back a little bit. So, taking teeth out is not an Invisalign thing. Taking teeth out, or the decision about taking teeth out, is around the orthodontic plan. So if you're seeing an orthodontist or a dentist that says, you know what, there is just not enough room at the table for all these teeth, some of them have got to go, then that's not about Invisalign or fixed braces. It's about how much room there is in your mouth. So if you need teeth out because there's not enough room, then I'm really sorry. You're still going to need teeth out with Invisalign. Now, there might be a compromise where maybe you don't correct everything, which might mean you don't need to have teeth out. But that's a conversation to have with your orthodontist, and to talk about the benefits and the downsides of all of those little options to find the one that's going to suit you best. With me? So if you don't want to have teeth out, that's completely normal. Who wants to have teeth out? Any orthodontist will always do their best to avoid the need to take teeth out, because we know that it doesn't win as many friends. Sometimes it's necessary, and we can still look after you with Invisalign. So back to point number 2. If you've been told you can't have Invisalign because you've got to have teeth out, give us a call, because we do loads of extraction cases with Invisalign. Attachments. I'll show you a picture of the attachments just so you know. And some people say, I thought Invisalign was completely invisible. Well, here's the news. Invisalign is pretty much the most discreet orthodontic appliance going, but you will still need little things stuck to your teeth. And what you can see on these pictures here is what's called attachments. And these are little resin shapes, so a little bit like acrylic that you'd use for an extension on your nail, that we put onto the teeth in specific places. So this is where loads of the time spent designing your treatment, making sure that the teeth move properly, designing these attachments. Loads of effort and time goes into these. So will you need attachments? If you want your teeth to work, you need attachments. It's a really small compromise. Most of your friends won't notice. You can't see them on a selfie. They get the job done, and they look as discreet and as invisible as possible to be, because Invisalign treatment is pretty much the most discreet, the most aesthetic option you could possibly have. Okay? So there it is. You might need teeth out, so be it. You might need attachments, so be it. If it gets the job done, if it gets you that fantastic smile and that healthy bite, surely it's worth it. So, number 9. If anybody's got any questions, by the way, let me know. Here's a good one. All right. So some of you watching, and some of you may have friends or family, or you may even be, a teenager. And there's a bit of a myth that children and teenagers can't have Invisalign. And even if they could have it, they won't wear it because teenagers are horrible and they don't know what they're told. Well, I can reassure the parents, and I can reassure the teenagers and the older brothers and the older sisters that, number 1, teenagers can definitely have Invisalign. And number two, in our experiences, they definitely wear them. And the reason that they wear them is because they've got a reason to wear them. Because the patients that we see that want Invisalign want it for all the right reasons. Because they don't want the fixed braces, or they play contact sports, or they play the bassoon. And that means they're invested. And they say, that's what I want to do, because that makes sense to me. Because that has so many advantages in terms of how I can clean them, taking them out to eat, all of those kinds of things, that it's worth it. And actually, I'm going to prove you wrong, because you're standing there saying I'm not going to wear them. Well, I'm going to blooming well wear them. So our experience with looking after teenagers and even younger children now with Invisalign has been amazing. And even better, children's teeth move really easily. So if you're an adult, a parent, if you're a teenager, if you're interested in Invisalign, get onto the website, send us an email inquiry. We'll be really happy to have a little look at your situation, explain the benefits, explain what the plan might be, and see how we can help you. And just to prove the point, let me show you a couple of things. So I'm going to show you two cases. So this is the first one. So this is a teenager. So this young lady was 13 when she came to see us, 14 when she finished her treatment, and was told she could only have fixed braces. And you can see the picture at the top and you can see the picture at the bottom. And after took a bit longer, a bit complicated case, about 21 months, her smile was completely transformed. Her confidence was completely transformed. Now, I don't know about you, but that's game-changing. Because not only did this slightly shy and self-conscious 13-year-old not have to be burdened by having fixed braces on for 2 years, but she also got the most fantastic, inspiring, confidence-boosting smile. So I think that's a fantastic outcome. And that hopefully gives you comfort and confidence that, yes, children can have Invisalign. I've got one more. So Invisalign did something really exciting. About a year ago, they launched something new. They launched something called Invisalign First. And Invisalign First is specifically designed for young people with baby teeth under the age of 10. And it's not something we do a lot of in this country. It's popular in America, popular in the Far East, but starting treatment early, not so much because of the kind of NHS thing. But we see so many patients coming through that would benefit from just a little bit of treatment to get the ball rolling. So this little chap was 8 in the start photograph. And in the bottom photograph, he's not quite finished his treatment. That was 5 months later with Invisalign. So that's somebody between the ages of 8 and 8.5 with Invisalign, whose smile was completely transformed, who had to go through the next 2 or 3 years of his schooling with a fantastic smile that he could be proud of. And if he needs a little bit of treatment later on, we can sort it out later on for him, because it's going to be easy, because we've changed the game by doing that little bit of treatment earlier for him. So, can children have Invisalign? Yes, they can. Yes, they do. Can you have Invisalign if you've still got baby teeth? Yes, you can. Yes, you do. So if you're interested, if you've got kids, if you've got family members who you think would benefit, would think be interested, if you don't want the fixed braces, give us a shout. Send us some pictures. We'll be really happy to help, because this is so exciting that we're able to do this for young people now. Really, really exciting. So, number 10. Here you go. A good practical one to finish with. Oh, I don't want to wear Invisalign because they're a pain, so I've got to take them out to eat and it's a nuisance, and I want to have a cup of coffee, and I really like, whatever, snacking. Well, here's the thing. Whenever you see stuff online or you read the instructions, say, you've got to take them out to eat and drink, you've got to take them out to clean, you've got to take them out to everything. Well, that's partly true. But we really trust our patients, and we like to think we give them really good advice. And the advice is this. If you're having an easy snack, which is something soft, not something too chewy or not something too hard, not something too sugary, keep them in. If you're a teenager at school and the toilets are a bit minging, because they often are, and you don't want to have to go and take them out and do this, have your lunch. And then when you get home, at the end of the day, 3:30, whatever it might be, clean your teeth properly. Don't panic. Because our patients are great patients, and they do sensible things, and they don't have 38 cans of Monster or Red Bull every day. And when we give them that little bit of flexibility, suddenly Invisalign becomes easy, because it should fit around your lifestyle, not dominate it. So if you're worried that Invisalign is going to be a nuisance because you're going to have to take them out every 30 seconds to have a sip of water, it's not true. So talk to us. We can help you. We can reassure you. And equally, if you want to have a cup of tea in your Queensway branded mug, it's okay. Have a cup of tea. As long as it's not got 38 sugars in it, in which case you're not having treatment with us anyway, you're going to be fine. And if your aligner becomes a little discoloured, you're going to get a new one in a week's time anyway. So what's not to like? Relax. It's okay. The instructions that are written down are always going to be super strict because they have to be. But talk to us, reassure us that you know what you're doing, and then we can give you that little bit of flexibility to make Invisalign really successful and really easy to fit around your lifestyle. So the other example is we've got people that maybe work on kind of building sites offshore who can't take their aligners out because it's a bit grubby and it's a bit dirty. It's completely okay. Do sensible things, you'll be fine. And what's more, with the dental monitoring system where we take photos of your teeth every week via your phone, we can check up on you every week. So if we're worried that there's something going wrong with the health of your teeth or the health of your gums, you're going to get a message straight away. So you won't have to wait 6 weeks. You'll get a message straight away to say something's not right. So orthodontics, Invisalign, is easier than you thought. Soft snacks, cup of tea without sugar, crack on. I don't know who that is on the bottom. They made a comment. It's a really good idea. It's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you the one to watch for, though. Turmeric. You have lots of curries. Turns everything yellow. We know that. Green tea can do weird things sometimes. So be a bit careful with green tea. So, where are we at? We're nearly there, aren't we? Look at that. Nearly at the top of the hour. Fantastic. I've got one more for you, though. I have a secret bonus myth for you. And it's a bit of a cheeky one. All Invisalign providers are the same. It's just the same wherever you go. Well, I think I've given you lots of reasons why that may be not the case. But when you're thinking about starting orthodontic treatment, ask the right questions. If it's somebody that's trying to be the cheapest, is that really what you want? If it's somebody that hasn't done very much, is that really what you want? If it's somebody that's saying, oh, it's got to be fixed braces, well, it might be true, but question and challenge it. So when you're thinking about choosing a provider, ask your friends, ask your colleagues, look at the reviews. There's loads of sites now to look at reviews. We're really, really proud at Queensway that we've got over 600 reviews, average 5-star, of people that have been to see us. So you don't need to take my word for it. I could be talking complete rubbish because there's 600 people out there that have written reviews online and said generally quite nice things about us, which we're really, really proud of. So use all of those things that you would use when you're making any decision about any other aspect of your life. If it looks too cheap, it probably is. If the restaurant's empty, would you want to eat there? And if you don't get a good feeling, and if you're not finding your questions are answered, and if you're not finding it's a really good conversation, you feel like it could be a good relationship, it's okay to walk away. Because you're in charge. It's up to you where you have your treatment. And most importantly, with any orthodontic treatment, it is a collaboration. And what that means is it's a team effort, particularly with Invisalign. We need you and you need us. So are all Invisalign providers the same? I don't think so. And actually, I don't think our patients think so. Have I got some questions? I have got some questions, hooray! So, can Invisalign fix an 11mm open bite? So, an open bite is when your teeth don't meet at the front. So when you've got a big kind of gap between your teeth and you can't bite sellotape. Can Invisalign fix it? Invisalign is really quite good at improving it, actually. And it may be one of those situations where Invisalign is better than a fixed brace. Can you close an 11mm one? That is going some. So we can improve it. We probably can't completely fix an 11mm open bite with Invisalign, but there will, without any shadow of a doubt, be some options around using Invisalign to improve the situation, improve the bite to some degree. So we really like treating open bites with Invisalign. 11mm is a big open bite. So improvement, yes. Fixing, maybe not. I think there was another question. There was. Question from Alex. Can you explain the process of when you shave teeth to create more room? Okay. So this is something called interproximal reduction. And interproximal reduction is to do with creating space or improving the shape of the teeth. Because quite often with adults, when they've had crowded teeth for quite some time, when you straighten the teeth, you get little dark spaces between them. And if we just polish the sides of the teeth, we can sit them a bit neater together. And what that means is they look a little bit neater. And that process of polishing or shaving or recontouring the teeth can have a really nice positive cosmetic benefit to the appearance of those teeth. We sometimes do the same thing to create space when there's crowding of the teeth. So 2 reasons, 2 benefits. What does it involve? Well, firstly, no needles. Secondly, takes about 5 minutes. Thirdly, doesn't hurt. Fourthly, bit uncomfortable. Makes your ears itch. It's really weird, but it vibrates and it makes your ears itch a little bit. I've got a quick question there from Tony. Hey, Tony, you had some braces before and wondering about Invisalign or wearing retainers more or composite. So the short answer is difficult to say without seeing your teeth. If you want to find out, it's almost like you planned this. Go to the website. You can then send us some pictures and we can have a little look. And then you can have a free video consultation with one of our team and they'll talk you through those options. If you wanted to have some composite, my colleagues at Queensway Dental can organise that. If you wanted new retainers or you wanted to look at some Invisalign, really happy to go through some options there for you and give you all of those choices so that you can decide what you'd like to do for the best. So, if there are no more questions, I don't know if there are, I might have missed some. I'm sorry if I have. We'll trek back through. I'm going to finish with a little plug because we are proud to be the UK's leading specialist Invisalign provider. So we're doing more Invisalign than anywhere else in the UK at the moment, and we're the North's leading specialist provider as well. And that makes me very, very proud. We're actually the 7th biggest provider in the whole of Europe. And what that means is not that we kind of pilot high, sell it cheap, just that we've done a lot, and all of that experience we like to think is to the benefit of our patients. And finally, if you are interested in coming to see us or you know somebody that might be, it's dead easy. Just go to the website www.queenswayorthodontics.co.uk and you will see a nice big invitation to book a free of charge video consultation with one of our amazing treatment coordinators. They will then take you through all of those options and give you some really, really valuable information there. And you'll also then have the opportunity to send some photographs, which are really helpful because then one of our specialist orthodontists will look at those and send you a little video free of charge, introducing themselves and telling you a little bit more about your situation. So free video consultations, free specialist orthodontic video summaries if you send us some pictures, all the experience you could hope for. If you're interested, if you know somebody that might be, please share. We're very proud of the work that we do. The team are very proud of the work that we do. I'm super appreciative of those of you that have hung around this evening to listen to me drone on. And I'm going to finish with a question that's just popped up. How many trays does a person have? Well, guess what the answer is? It depends. It depends on the complexity of the case. It depends what we're trying to achieve. But as I say, we average 11 months. If you think about that, what that means is roughly 35 to 40 trays. But that's sometimes divided into 2 phases. So phase 1, and then we do a little bit of tidying up with a phase 2. And as part of your treatment with Queensway, you get up to 3 series of Invisalign aligners if you need them, so that we can be really confident that provided that you wear them, you're going to get a fantastic outcome. So, it's 5 minutes past 8. I think I said I was going to talk for half an hour. I've kept you 2 minutes longer than I said. But I guess it's still raining, so I guess there's nothing on the TV yet. So thank you again for your time. Really appreciate people coming to listen to these things. I get quite nervous. First few minutes, quite nervous, but I could go on for hours now. But thank you again. Really look forward to seeing those of you that are already patients in the practice. Really look forward to seeing some of you I hope are going to become new patients. If you're not in our area, if you choose to have treatment somewhere else, good luck. If you need Queensway's help at any stage, send us a message, send us a direct message, get onto the website. Have a great evening. Take care, everybody. Thanks again. Bye-bye.